up, everyone? What is up? How is everyone doing on this Sunday? I have no idea why I just said it like that. Bear with me. Waiting for caffeine to kick in. Yeah. With War Family right now. With War Family. Oh, what do you mean by that? Well, I got, the first of many DEF CON badges to come. This is the Florida Man badge. Which, normally they have nicer badges, but I think with the tariff war and everything and the whole uncertainty, it made a lot of people uneasy about planning for badges, is what I've basically been told. So, this is probably one of the more low-key badges I've seen, but it's still interesting because it's made out of a PCB, you can feel it, and it's got 0.05 micrometers of gold on the whole thing. There is a CTF here with the NFC tag that I added onto it, which also is how it grants me permission to, access to the party for Florida Man. So, finishing up my 18-hour workday. God damn. But yeah, so I got this badge here. I'll have to play with the CTFs. Those will probably be more fun. And then I will probably enjoy the party, because from what I was gathering, that seems to be a pretty nice, small little shindig. So hopefully I'll meet some nice people there. I'm not sure I'm going to take too much content there, just because of the nature of the beast. It's cybersecurity, so yeah. But anyway, on another note, new hacker toy arrived. This is the Clockwork Pi U console. Which we have to put together. And, like, this is, like, the body is CNC'd, I want to say aluminum. So it's pretty solid. I already got some upgrades for this guy, though. So, we, for example, are going to be using the AIO SDR kit, which will add 7 antennas onto the device, make it into a nice little radio tinkering device. Like, basically it's gonna make a Flipper Zero really look like a toy in comparison. And I mean, it already is kind of a toy. It's interesting to play with. You can do some fun things with it, but all in all, in cybersecurity, it's one of those things I tell people, like, yeah, it's fun to play with, but I don't think it's a need to have. You can replicate a lot of that work with other stuff. But yeah, so it's going to have a software-defined radio in here. It's going to have SX1262 for LoRa, so I can play with Mesh-tastic, Reticulum, and Mesh Core directly on the device. Probably not at the same time, though. It's got GPS, Blu-ray, Wi-Fi, and the Wi-Fi card that's coming in, I'll be adding to it, will also have Wi-Fi and monitor mode, so it may have 2 Wi-Fi cards. It has a Raspberry Pi Compute Module 4 as the brain for it, so I may upgrade it to a Compute Module 5 with 8 gigabytes of memory. But yeah. So that's coming up, because tonight's not a Tinker night. And then we also have this guy over here we have to program. Hold on, I gotta cover that because TikTok gets stupid about QR codes. This is the GG tag. I showed this a couple of years ago on TikTok and everything. This right here is basically, well, an e-ink reprogrammable badge. So we're gonna program this with my socials and stuff like that for DEF CON as a fun little thing. And then I have to 3D print a case for this, and I have some NFC cards coming in because this can do RFID, but it can't do NFC. So the way to get around that is you 3D print a case. Finally get to turn my 3D printers on after months. Probably have to do some calibration, but I do need to do like the full teardown and maintenance on them, but that's going to be like a full few hours of work at least, so it's one of those I'm gonna have to plan for it properly. Anyway, but you make a case. That case should only take me about an hour maybe to print, and you slide the NFC card behind it and you program the NFC card to do whatever you want to do. So yeah, thank you for the love. Yeah, but that's a U console. Fallout style wrist Yukon would be cool. So it's funny you say that. So in we were discussing, you know, DEF CON badges and everything like that, right? So there is a DEF CON badge. And if you're in the Discord server, you can actually see a channel for all the information I'm coming across as I find it. So if you go into conferences, oh, it probably helps if I show you the screen. So if you go to conferences, so far these are all the badges I've been able to dig up. And we have the laser tag badge, the monorail badge, all of that. This is another badge that I'm going to be picking up. It's the Clip Boy. Apparently, there is a young man that is still in high school. Just to give you an idea of how young you can be to start this when everybody's like, well, what projects can I do? Apparently his dad took him to DEF CON. He really liked it. He was the guy that made the space badge last year. I unfortunately didn't get my hands on it because he sold out before I actually heard about it, but they're really cool. Anyway, he's doing a limited run of Clip Boy, and what Clip Boy is, it's basically a Pip-Boy, you know, Fallout styled, that can, with an ESP32 for a bunch of, different, you know, probably helps if I just read it here. So he's got Wi-Fi and Bluetooth analysis tools, DOF detector, customizable LEDs, a theremin. Yeah, he apparently just added a musical instrument randomly in there, and a theremin of all things. 90 plus collectibles and more, and then he 3D printed the case. So there's a lot of capabilities with this. It is a limited run, and you are supporting a young person going to college by buying this, which is why I was like, well, shit, like, technically, do I need the device? No. Does it look cool? Yeah, but I'm like, it's gonna be going towards a good cause, so I'm like, fine. So I'm like, I'll do it. But yeah, I'm gonna pick that up at DEF CON because he had two options for picking it up. Pick up at DEF CON or ship to US address. So you're gonna pay for that. What'd you do before you went to Cyber? General IT and electrician. But yeah, so if you want to go pick this up, it is tropicsquirrel.github.io. And you can also join the Discord and just go in there right there. I found it actually through LinkedIn. So that just goes to show that you have sources everywhere that you can go look at. But yeah, $120 get you that guy. $140 if you want it shipped. $150 on the high end. But yeah. What IT role did I do before pivoting? I was in a managed service provider. Which basically means I was wearing many different hats. But yeah. Oh, and I'm working on my mini laptop again, but I think what I'm gonna be doing is, after DEF CON, I want to buy the NVIDIA DGX Spark. I gotta figure that out over the next few months. And then I'll upgrade the mini laptop. And then, so I'll have my little tiny, I guess, cyber deck, if you call it that. Well, technically I'll have two with the U console. And that should be a good mini everyday device for me to tinker around with. And then once that's done, then I'll shift back to AI, because there's an idea we had for how we can create a single machine to do a 800 billion parameter model. Not the fastest thing in the world, but it'll be at like 6 to 7 tokens a second. For a little less than 6K even in this market. It's going to need a lot of system memory, but there's ways to do it. I'm going to look at doing that possibly. That might be a next year project. The reason why is I want to shift more of my work away from being in the cloud, as I mentioned before, with the Frontier models, because there's a lot of stuff that I don't need a Frontier model for, and I want to create a gateway that I can work through that with, like, maybe OpenWebUI or something better. I'll figure it out. I'll play with a bunch of different things, like there's the Odysseus that PewDiePie made, there's other that, and then have that set up to operate my different LLMs that I need for various different things, but I can then also call out to the Frontier through my web endpoint as well. So let's say if there's some tasks that I suddenly want to switch models, I can then do that and carry on the conversation just doing on different things. And then also look at setting up some agents just to do some automated actions in their own VLAN, restricted. And what I'm probably going to do is see if there's a way that I can containerize the different agents, so that way I can reduce my attack surface on each one and only have them limited to the little purposes that they're going to need access to different systems for, rather than just like, hey, we're going to give OpenClaw, Hermes, or whatever, just blanket access to my system and accounts. So we'll see. What is your dream job if you aren't currently doing it? Architecture. In terms of cybersecurity architecture. But yeah. What OS do I use now? Linux. Still on Linux. I'm on Pop! OS 2204 still. I'm trying to see when they come out with 2604. Hopefully that should be out, or if not, it already is out. Let's see. Pop! OS is almost here. Yeah. We'll see when Pop! OS comes out with 2604, and then I may upgrade. But I may also defer the upgrade until after DEF CON, so I have one less thing to do, because I'm going to do a fresh install and all that. You recommend SC500 cert from Microsoft? Never done it, and I personally have never really cared to do any of the Microsoft-specific certs. I mean, some people have them, but I've never seen jobs that actually specifically call out requiring it. The thing with certs, and I've said this many times before, is don't just get certs to get certs. Be intentional with the certs that you get, because if you go to get certs just to get certs in the alphabet soup, that can also potentially look bad on you. I know it seems like, how can that look bad, but it can be. You think Gen 2 is worth it? No, it's right up there with the Arch people that need to, you know, go touch grass. Do I know of I2P? Yeah. Why Pop! OS? Doesn't Cosmic have a lot of issues? I'm on Pop! OS 2204, which still has GNOME, so no. It's partially why I stay on LTSs, because you get 5 years of support on any distribution that you're on. So technically I could, you know, stay on this until April of 2027 if I really wanted to. Not that I'm really going to, because there's already like some older packages in here. But yeah, And Cosmic, I mean, the thing is, it is still a very, very new desktop environment that is completely built from the ground up in Rust. So, I also look at it as it's a monumental task what they're doing, and they're going against desktop environments that have matured for 15, 20 years. So, it's going to have some rough edges for a little while, but I think in the long term, it's something that we've needed for a while, a fresh look at a desktop environment without a lot of the tech debt. Do you prefer GNOME to KDE? Any reasons? Just more minimalistic? Yeah, I just like GNOME. I've used GNOME since the GNOME 2 or 1 days. It's been a while. Best SIM in your opinion? Depends on what you're trying to do, necessarily. The thing is a SIM is a SIM is a SIM, and it's more about how you use the SIM than which SIM you're using. Yes, some have more features than other, but at the core, thing around it, because you're going to be like, oh, we're going to have to get this feature paid for and that feature, and then you're going to have to tie it into this service so you can set up your pipeline so that you can prune and filter the data just the way you need. I mean, I have Wuzza in the home lab. It's alright. It's not great. Are there better ones? Yeah. I've played with Greylog. That's another one you can look at. CrowdStrike has their next-gen SIM, which it's expensive, to be honest. It's alright if you're in the CrowdStrike ecosystem, but it's not like anything that I would say like, oh, you have to get CrowdStrike SIM. It's more like if you're in their ecosystem, okay, then maybe you might want to consider it already. Panther is a really good one I hear about. I haven't had hands-on with, but Panther is getting acquired by Databricks, so we'll see how that goes. In fact, I have a little Panther here from Panther. See? Panther. Yeah. They gave me this at one of the shows, but I've not had hands-on with Panther. It looks like a good product. I hear good things from the SOC teams. It's just I haven't been at any company that's implemented it. Nothing like a good old Google SecOps. Oh, we're talking about that at work. Apparently the CISO is really gung-ho about getting Google SecOps in. And I'm not necessarily opposed per se, because I want Wiz in. I like Wiz, and Google acquired Wiz. So, yeah. Isn't it in Lock Shields events? No, I haven't. Splunk is cooked. Well, what? Cisco just, like, raised their pricing? Even we're looking at getting rid of our Splunk instance, and we self-hosted ours. And I think our Splunk, could be misquoting this, is something, it's massive. Like, I think they said a couple hundred terabytes. Because they haven't deleted any of their logs. They have like 15 years of data. They have one, or something insane. It's one of those times when not building observability pipelines and, pruning the data ahead of time might have actually worked in your favor down the road. Looking at the DGX Spark, do you know any Extreme Second Brain Jarvis projects going on now? No, I don't know. So I think what I'm going to do is get the DGX Spark, upgrade the mini laptop, build the little supercomputer that I'm trying to get. That'll do 800B parameter models potentially, even if they take longer. And then that can be my deep research LLM bot, and then maybe get a second DGX Spark, and maybe work up to a potential of 4 at most But I'll be happy with 1 to 2. Just because I can run each solo, but then I can also run them in tandem together, and you can basically pair up to 3 together with the Kinect X7 directly, and then if you get 4, you have to, or 4 or more, you have to get a switch if you're clustering them together like that. It's really interesting. What's your cam call sign? I don't like to give that out because unfortunately, and you can understand this, it gives out way too much PII, and people are stupid on the internet. It's not that I, like, don't give it out ever. It's one of those, like, I don't give it out on the internet. Like, if you run into me and you're pretty chill and all that, yeah, I'll give it to you. But, yeah. Like, my friends know it. It's one of those unfortunate things that I do really think that the FCC does need to make radio call sign information a little bit more private. Sure, you can go get a P.O. box or a mailbox, as, you know, most people do, to obfuscate your address, but it doesn't hide the fact that your name is there. So it's like, as soon as they hear somebody on the radio, yeah. Consider and Clam, do you have an opinion versus CISSP? Oh, SISM. God, my eyes! Turned an I and an A to S to an a Clam. Okay, anyway. I have a CISSP. That's what I see more people tend to go for. Let me refresh my memory. Certified Information Security Manager. Okay. It's kind of like 6 half a dozen the other. They're just kind of different organizations. So it's ISC squared versus ISACA. The SISM credential focuses on management and governance rather than deep technical implementation. Yeah, it's basically like a pick your poison kind of deal. But I will be honest and say that I'm not by any means putting down the CISM. There are more people that will recognize the CISSP. At least in my experience. That is just anecdotal. Take it what you will. You said you were in school. What degree were you doing, if you didn't mind? I'm going to WGU, and I am doing the Cybersecurity Risk and Assurance program. They're bachelors. CISSP, Better Buzz, Rate Chart. That's basically what I'm getting at. Alright. So. This is slightly adjacent to, this is slightly adjacent to cybersecurity and everything. Heard myself in an echo. But one of my friends was goofy and bought a game for tonight's Gaming on Linux segment, which we do weekly. And it is Sysadmin Odyssey Back to the Office. You know, because this week I'm planning to take 4 days off. Tuesday, Wednesday. Yeah. I'm taking 4 days off. Had to count that. That's how tired I am. And I need a vacation. So I'm taking 4 days off so I can give myself a long weekend. I don't know if they give us the day off of the 4th. I think they do. But anyway, it's kind of funny that I'm taking off vacation so that I can go play a game that we're basically going to throw me back into the office for. So I guess he wanted me to look at it to get the idea of, does this game kind of help anyone in the field? Don't expect me to play this game like super long, if it wants to launch at all. Okay. Why are you being derpy? Oh. It's doing a Steam Linux runtime. Let's see. GE Proton. Oh, there's an update. There wasn't a second ago. Who was frustrated by Office? We'll see if this works. I think they had a native Linux client from what it looked like, but I wasn't sure if it was having issues or whatnot. But it's launching. Okay. Do you not want to play today? It's a, you know, it's a little bit shy, I guess. Yeah, I probably am gonna turn it off and on again, but I did just reboot the machine, so... Alright, I am curious, just for the kicks and giggles, is it just the game being derpy? Because I know this was working last week. Yeah, okay, it's Steam. Congratulations, you're on a tech stream. We have tech issues on a tech stream. Mr. President. It's not Linux. We've had gaming on Linux working perfectly fine for, years. Once in a while, you just have to reboot your computer, which happens even on Windows. Yeah, okay, it was Steam. So at least that opened up. We'll see if that works now. Yep. For some reason, Steam just couldn't, hook in. Imagine that. You had to turn off and on Steam. Okay, so let's play this and see... There's a career in a sandbox. You complete tasks, improve your skills, and use them to develop the office you work in. That's not always true, but in most cases, yes. Okay, so gameplay is divided into days. Days are divided into working, non-working, and lunch hours. Every game day, you have to solve various user problems, configure the network infrastructure, change the configuration of the PC, and do whatever it takes to solve all the user problems in this office. At the end of the game day, with unresolved problems, you will be fined, and in the absence of problems, you will be rewarded. Normally, you just get fired, but whatever. Now you're on a preparatory day. There is no time limit here. You can get acquainted with surroundings, and most importantly, prepare... Okay. Yeah. Okay, my mouse is, like, way too sensitive or something. Should just let us have a slider, just, I mean, instead, I mean, the text box, so you can just select that. Yeah. Kind of interesting UI choice. And the colors do not do well. Like, they kind of just blend in. Okay, so... yeah, shift is run. Oh, so you have a computer there? Let me see. What is it? Oh. Okay, so you can just take items. Power supply tester. The hell? Oh. I don't know if I necessarily like the controller schema they got here. Wait, hold on. Wait, but whatever. So you have like a... this is annoying, basically. It's like, hey, we're back in, you know, at work, having to do work. This is like the equivalent of, you know, those power washer guys. Imagine a landscaper that does power washing, if you will, going home and then playing the power washing game. That is the equivalent of what we're doing right now in IT. Oh, so you can actually open up the applications. They actually interact. Ha! Okay, so I have to check my email. Oh, so let's go to mail. What? The inbox takes so long to load, just like Windows. It's like real-life IT. Waiting for Outlook to load. Let's see. While employees first thing is computer inception. If the power supply died and I've already dragged it to the server room, you'll find its power supply. Fix it and return reception. Okay. Okay, so we have to remove the broken power supply. See, why can't this just be easy? Like, this would be probably a game that's better for VR, I guess. Oh, I gotta free up my hand. But then if I do that, then, You can what? The world will never know. Get off work to work in VR, pretty much. It's just like, okay, so like, if you put it down, it just like, does that, and I'm like, I just need to get to the back of it. Oh. This is not intuitive at all. God damn it. Okay, so where... Okay, so... we have a fire thing there. Why are you not letting me interact, god damn it? Are you really gonna have to make me plug the goddamn cable in? Okay, come on. Oh my god, I think I know what it's gonna have me do. It's gonna have me do the most tedious of shit, isn't it? Really? Let me guess, there's some power supply cables here. God damn it. See, this is why people hate, going to work. Yeah, the game is really buggy. It really is. Like, I should be able to, do a little bit more. All I've been able to do is pick up the goddamn, yeah, like, anywhere you hit here, it, like, has you do that. But I should be able to open it up. I'm just curious. Okay, so... R goes and grabs something? Weird. If it makes you install Windows 11, I'd rage quit. Yeah. Maybe. What the hell? Goddamn. Thought it was easy at Hack the Box. It turned out to be a trap. Oh, for what? Are you freaking kidding me? Install a working PC in the reception. Oh, hold on. Is it finally letting me do something? Yeah, there we go. This game really is buggy. Okay, connect hard drive power to the new PSU. So you have to hold the cables to be able to do anything with the computer. That is... Yeah, this game is really not well done. Making my goddamn job harder. Oh, and you can't pick up the power supply when it's connected? What the shit? Yeah, this game is really buggy as shit. Oh, so you want me to use a hard drive over there? Okay, so let's see. God damn it. This is how you rage quit a game. Mm. God damn it. This is really overcomplicating everything. So it wants us to frickin'... Are you kidding me? Is that what it wants me to do? Nope. Well, how am I supposed to test this shit? Okay, so let's see. You can short it out. That's kind of funny. Oh, are you kidding me? It literally has you go into the tiny ass ports. Yeah, this game is not really, I think, designed. God damn it, I don't need you to save the game. I'm probably losing. What game is this? It's, what is it? Back to, sysadmin back to office or something like this. What the hell? Meh. Damn it. Okay, if I start there... Nope. What the hell am I supposed to do? Oh, you can put post-its down. I want to pick up the fire extinguisher and, like, bash it in. What is this game's name? It is... Hold on. What the hell is it called? It's like sysadmin back to the office. One of my friends sent it to me, because apparently he hates me. Okay, hold on. It has a, I'm stuck. Oh. The I'm stuck literally just means that you're physically stuck. Okay, so you have to actually go through the tutorial. Okay. Okay, approach the table and take the knife. Are we gonna stab some people? Okay. Highlight and play placed. Okay.
Tetra Pak 002 is now chilling in the lab.
Okay, there we go. Thank you for the follow. Using the schools you've acquired, find the computer behind the desk and take it in your hands. Oh, the computer behind the desk. Okay. Light large and takes up both hands. Yeah. Put the computer there. Oh. You can actually press the power button. Okay, so... approach the shelf and take the cable roll in your hands. Okay, so it contains the different ones. IEC 360 socket. So it's a European outlet. Kind of figured that by the one-off. Well, yeah. I guess with the guy having... it looks like Cyrillic on there. Makes sense. Best antivirus? Yeah, don't do stupid things. Okay, connect the HDMI ports to each other. Okay. Okay, where does this go? Well, wait, it said each other. So, what am I connecting it to? Wait, what is the other HDMI port you're connecting to? Oh. And they have a... Okay, so they have an error here. Do you notice they call it RG45? So it's probably a translation error, because it's supposed to be RJ. Romeo Juliet. Alright, let's see. Connect the RJ45 ports. I will say, as annoying as this is, it's still better than the CompTIA Plus Labs. Okay, try to disconnect some cable. Okay, connect power, monitor, and network cable. Most importantly, do not forget to connect the power cable to the monitor. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty straightforward. So you're gonna have your quad gang up here. There we go. Come on. Where's the... This is just like annoying in the real life. Not as annoying as real life. Is that from Steam? Yeah, it's from Steam. And start the computer. Okay. Okay, we got that tutorial done. You build your first computer from scratch. You can assemble a PC, even a table, even a box, but it still looks more pleasing in the case. Okay, take the motherboard from the shelf. Oh, it needs you to specifically do it their way. You would never do that, have both components in your hand at the same time. And I would put the CPU in before I put the motherboard in so I can test. Yeah, it's a simulation game. Take the tube of thermal paste. Oh. It's even having you pick the direction you do it. Oh. Alright, let's see. And then, how do we get out of here? Is it just... Oh, you got... It wants me to cover 80%? Bro! Try to cover 80% of the surface? That is blatantly a waste of thermal paste. Don't ever do that. Do not ever do that. Hold on 1 second. This game is called... It's called Sysadmin Odyssey Back to the Office. Okay, take a hard drive and a bundle of cables. Okay, for the CPU to operate. Yeah. Yeah. And then we need the motherboard. That's pretty straightforward. Makes you connect in the stupidest way. See, you would always test this outside the case first. Play this for a weekend and you're ready for the A+. Honestly, it's kind of getting there, but there's a few points where I'm like, this is not right. One final touch for the computer to power on, you need to connect the power button to the case. At least it has that detail. God damn, the control... Why would you, like, do that? Like, why am I going under the desk when I clearly want to look there? Now, where's this connecting to? It should be on the motherboard. Oh. Oh no, it is a two-prong. So you have to like step away from it to be able to see that. The hell? That is like tiny as hell. And it's not gonna look like just a two-prong in real life. There's gonna be like 8 to 10 pins. It's gonna look more like that with a key down here or around there somewhere. Now plug in the Okay, oh, looks like I forgot one detail. Okay, gotta install RAM. Yeah, dumb fuck. Really? You're gonna start with the RAM on the floor? You're not even gonna tell us which channel is supposed to be the one to start? Like, is it supposed to go in channel A or B? That's it? You only have those 3 tutorials. Okay. Okay, so... now that we have that... remove the broken PC from the reception PC. Oh, so hold on. It only has the option to save game and exit, and I'm like, let me get a new game. Okay, there we go. Have I played Greyhack? No. This game is not realistic. Yeah! Where's the 20 people telling me that I'm not doing my job right? Okay, so check the email. Come on, open up! It's just like real life, the email takes forever. Okay, so we gotta remove the broken PSU from... oh, that is the, PC. Okay. So do I basically have to hold... Okay, I'll use my free left hand. Oh, there's a cable. Hold on. There we go. So that's why we had issues, because before, we just took one off the shelf. Yeah, this is not that, intuitive. Okay, let's see. Okay. And then... Oh, wait. Wait, hold on. Oh, so we're just supposed to grab the power supply, put that in there. Yeah, this game is not that intuitive, and they are like, hey, yeah, just go ahead. Motherboard power to the new PSU. Wait, I do have the oh, it needs the other motherboard. Okay. The faulty power supply is marked with the sticker. There is text on the sticker. Okay. The PC is installed at the workplace. Woohoo. Okay, so now we just gotta place it over here. And we gotta get it up and running. Oh, I gotta go grab the damn cables. That's annoying. I wouldn't have them run back and forth for the cables. I just have them, like, select the cable in their arsenal and, like, you know... Okay. The monitor is connected to the PC. Wait. Oh, that's a VGA connection. There's a link on the Ethernet port. Okay. Oh, you have to turn it on. Just to even, like, have it check off the monitor connected. Don't expect me to play this game that much. There we go. All workplaces ready for work, really? Okay, so we're at 1 out of 10. Oh, great. Yeah, I wanted to play a game that, you know, when I get off of work, I'm just gonna, you know, do the same exact damn thing that I was doing at the job that I just left. Okay, not really, because, you know, I've been doing this for a while, but the point still stands. Frickin'. This is inconvenient as shit. Because if you only have one set of, like, cables. Yeah, this game definitely needs a lot of work. Okay, so let's see. Just toss that out. Wait, so this actually had... Okay. I don't know of any office that would have, ever done this. And I mean, like, the outlets in the wall. Wait, I just saw it. There we go. Was that it? Was that it? Seriously? Who the hell would ever put a computer on like that? Okay. So you have to hold the you have to be holding the cables just to do anything with the cables, even unplugging them. Yeah, whoever made this game, yeah, and now I can't even touch, you know, certain... Nope. Come on. Why is it whenever I move, I happen to highlight it, but anytime I'm actually looking right at it... There we go. I just started Linux for streaming. Which distribution do you recommend? The one that you actually enjoy using. This is a game that one of my friends apparently said that I should play because apparently when I leave my job at work, that's not enough. We gotta go play a video game of me performing my work at work, you know, on stream apparently. Okay. Come on. All computers must have internet access. Yeah, it's got internet. Really have to go around turning all these damn machines on. Well, fuck you. Okay, so all those turned on. Then, of course, we got this little bastard over here. Let's just turn on the rest. Okay, we got 8 computers up. Okay, 8 of 8. Okay, cool. Is a WGU degree worth it? I mean, I'm in the middle of trying to go for it myself. Why am I at work trying to stream? Okay, so we've got 1, 2 machines that need work. Yeah, the advantage with WGU is it is a good value add when you're talking about the certs with everything. Alright, so let's see. Let's place that there. It's 3 a.m. where you're at? Really? Okay, so... it's this machine. Okay, so... those two, it works. One's missing internet. Yep, that one's got internet access too. And that one's got internet access too. Or at least it's showing connection, so... what, do you actually have to open up the website? Eye bleach. Oh, wait. Nope. Okay. Wait, that switch is there? Okay. What application is this? This is a game. Something system administrator. But it's got a few bugs in it, so... not sure what to make of this game. Okay. So, let's see. Take the power. Give it power. Give it network. Give it network. Alright. And turn it back on. Oh, come on. There we go. There we go. Wonder if it's the power supply. Okay, let's see. So we got a different SATA cables. And that connection goes there, that goes there. Okay. That rules out the power supply. There we go. Those memory. Get the earpads for your phones or replacement. Yeah, I got them off of Amazon. Alright. Let me see. Then we got this plug in there. There we go. That's one. Let's see. It says one's missing internet access. So I'm curious to see which one it is. 15 years in IT and you're on Pop OS? Yeah. What about it? That's kind of like saying 15 years and you're still on a Raspberry Pi. You want to know how I know when you can tell when somebody has not been in the field for a while and they're really new? They judge people based on, like, stupid things like that. This is, what is it called? Admin Odyssey or something like that? God damn it. Okay, so let's see. The hell? This one's not getting network access. They don't prepare you for, like, what... I don't know if that command's gonna work out there, because we haven't gone through that stuff. Okay, so that computer's still saying it doesn't have internet access. Oh, there we go. So why is it reporting that there is a connection if there... yeah. Yeah, this is not, this got pretty buggy. Oh, right. Why would it be connected that way, but okay. There we go. So now we got the last one. Just throw that motherfucker down. Alright, what was this issue with this computer again? I think this one booted into a, this one would boot into a blue screen. It's, Admin Odyssey, Back to the Office. Alright, let's see if we can get this guy connected over there. Do you check tickets as well after finishing stuff? They haven't had us go through that yet. Okay. Alright, nothing there.
Games Hashira is now chilling in the lab.
Hey, thank you for the follow. Alright, let's see. Let's get this cable unplugged here. And then there we go. Alright. I don't think I'm ever gonna play this game again after tonight, just so everyone's aware. It's system, was it Admin Odyssey, Back to the Office? Primarily because why would I want to play a game doing the things that I normally do anyway, and I have a home lab to do all this shit? Is Zorin OS a good package to start with? I mean, some people like it. Best platform to learn cybersecurity? There's platforms. There's a lot to cybersecurity. Are you a network engineer? Not anymore. I'm a cybersecurity engineer. Alright, let's see. Come on, there we go. Alright, place all broken components in the sales area. Where the hell's the sales area? Oh. Why would we put that in the sales area? Did you go to college? No. Not for this. Finish work day by going home. That is a really annoying job. This is kind of really annoying how they have everything set up. And tomorrow we'll be building my little hacker device here. Fix the error, connect an IP router, connect to the router via the SSH, an IP address has been assigned to the interface, gigabit ethernet /1. So they're basically kind of having you do Cisco stuff. Okay. SSH 192.168.0.250. Okay. Okay. How do you use this then? There was no instructions whatsoever. It says connect via SSH. Oh. That is not intuitive. Okay. Yeah, so I guess they're gonna have you do some network. Show interfaces. Yeah, they're having you do Cisco stuff, basically. Alright, so what the hell am I supposed to do? IP address has been assigned to the status of the internet is... See, you should be able to click anywhere in the window and it bring you, but you have to click in that section. Was that all it needed? No. Status of internet, gigabit 1, actively down. Okay. Yada yada yada. Configuration for gigabit ethernet 1. New message in the mail. Wait, what's that say? Internet 84223. global network 84322284. Administratively down. Then it would be enable was it Ethernet 1. Okay, let's see. Oh, we got more messages. Hooray! We've got user cases. Well, how the hell do they have you do it in this game? It says administratively down. Okay. Is there anything on this side? No. Just a rack of power. So what the hell is going on here? Type help for help, okay. But then we should be able to do an enable command. Okay. Okay, VLAN's 1. So it's just a flat network. And those are just all the devices. One flat network I would never do. Huh. /1 status of is 1 up. Provider's gateway is accessible from the router. They don't have any tutorials for this, of course, so that's just great. 32280. Okay, the gateway is set there. So let me see. Configure. So they don't really give you much in here. See what I mean? Like, not even ping works in here. And now show's not work. Oh, hold on. Wait. Ah. DDoS. I mean, yeah, it's not that hard. A lot of us used to do that back in the day just for kicks and giggles with low orbiting ion cannon, but those days have passed. Okay, so it is... That's what I thought. It's unassigned. So... It would be... Okay. Yeah, it's on. But we need to... Yeah, this is not a game I would recommend to beginners. There's no tutorial, anything like that. There's so many bugs in this game. Help. Okay. Interface. Gigabit Ethernet. No. VLAN. Hold on. What is... I feel like I need to... Why do the commands get different just by... This is... Yeah. Okay, so... How did I get there again? Alright, help. So we're on the router, and then we need to enable... Wait. Is there an old config we're supposed to be looking up? I don't think so. Oh, come on. This game seems harder than I... It really is. Because, like, there's just... There's certain things after you've done this a while, you'd be like, no, this doesn't work that way. That doesn't work this way. Okay, so... Show interfaces. Administratively down. Enable... Is there, like, any hints or anything around here? someone were to learn Linux from scratch, where would you recommend they learn first? Just install it, live in it, and operate that way. Alright, let's see. Okay, IP. Okay, so we are... Okay. Now we're back. So, SSHing in failed out. Like, yeah, this is... There are a lot of bugs in this game, for sure. Alright, let's see. So... It's still administratively down. What the hell am I supposed to be doing? The game is really buggy, that's the issue, and half the commands aren't really showing. Let me see... But then enable's not working right now, so what? Alright, let's see. Show interfaces. So, administratively down. Oh, so, okay. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know what they want you to do exactly, because they don't actually give you all that much in the way of information unless they bury it in an email. Yada 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 yada. Passwords might break, yada yada yada. Router on a stick. The router is probably alive. I need to go on site in the server room and check the interface, VLAN, and routing settings, restore access to it. Okay. Let me see. Enable... Download the game. It looks I mean, it's interesting, but it's an early access game, so keep that in mind. Like, it's missing a lot of the basic stuff that, you know, like the tutorial and everything. We went through the tutorial and it literally just walked you through, but now networking is... Because I also haven't really done too many Cisco things. I've touched it a few times, but yeah. Alright, let's see. what is it? Enable VLAN. So, yeah, and tabbing shouldn't do that. And yeah, I know it's not an interface, but I haven't figured out how they do their syntax because we've already found a few broken things. So you enable it, great. Is info science a good major? I don't know, it can be. I only know like one person. What am I doing right now? There's a stupid game that my friend sent me that's in early access, and we've run into so many bugs, and they don't have a tutorial as to what we're supposed to do on these parts. Because look, you have the tutorial, then it's like, look, setting up a PC, special tools, troubleshooting, router on a stick. None of that's there. So, like, there's no tutorial for what the hell you're doing. Because it's an early access game. It's called, Admin Odyssey, Back to the Office, System Admin, something like that, yeah. But, yeah. So, it definitely needs to, Sysadmin Odyssey, Back to the Office. It definitely needs some, improvements. Because I couldn't figure out a bunch of the stuff in the game. And there's no tutorial. And there were several times when we're dealing with it where we're like, no, that's not the way it would work in real life, so... But, yeah, I mean, hold on. I mean, I can try that, but we tried, like, every variation of it. But the problem is, they've already deviated several times when we did this on, like, things that we wouldn't do in a way that, yeah. I mean, the fact that it's called an RG45 cable... So the code is there but can't access. It's not really so much that, it's that, well, they kneecapped a lot of the commands. So, like, if you do this... Okay, so... SSH... And then, what was it? You thought, I think we did this. Oh, of course, now it's freezing up. Yeah, there's so many weird bugs with this game. Okay, so we're trying to SSH in. Come on, I know we just did it. See what I mean? Yeah, but it's not showing up. Yeah, it's definitely behaving like a Windows machine. But you see, this is what I mean by the game is just, it's so buggy. Oh, and now it crossed out status of internet, Ethernet is up. So we did nothing, and now it's suddenly working again. And then see, we're trying to SSH in, but look. But yeah, this is what I mean by it's like, you can give me like, oh, this command, that command. The game itself is buggy. One of them's overheating. But yeah. How can we get this game? It's on Steam. I think it cost me like $10. It might be decent if they get around a bunch of the bugs, because those were game breaking. There's no tutorials to understand like what you need to do in the game and everything like that. So yeah. Can you go to lunch? Actually, you do. There is a lunch break and everything in there, apparently. But, yeah. So. Yeah, we got plenty of hardware hacking toys I gotta play with. We got my Marauder V4. We've got the, AIO kit for the, U console we're gonna be building. So that's tomorrow's project. We'll be building a little computer with a full-on Raspberry Pi Compute Module 4. That should be fun. Yeah. My new Wera screwdriver should be coming in for that too. So we'll be building this with that AIO SDR. I have a few more upgrades coming for this guy as well. Some of those may come in after DEF CON. So that'll be good for my radio work. And then after DEF CON, I'm going to get back into more of my ham radio stuff and everything. I found out there is somebody making a add-on for the U console to do ham radio, which would be really cool if it could do HF on there. But I'll have 8 antennas, my understanding is, with the entire device. So, yeah, we should have a lot going on. And then, oh yeah, we have to program the GG tag as well. So we've got stuff to do, and this week I'm off, so I'm trying to plan on making a bunch of content and finishing up a few things that I had and all that. Yeah, because I have the DEF CON prep video I need to record. I have some other videos that I've written the scripts for. I've got yeah, there's quite a few videos that's going to be coming up on YouTube, and stuff for DEF CON. I got to get ready as well for DEF CON, so we'll be doing some prep together, like the Cubes OS laptop, although I've kind of debated like if I need to bring that laptop anymore, but it's been with me every DEF CON so far. Just because I'm probably leaning towards the Parrot laptop that I normally use, just getting wiped and using that, and then carrying that with me, because you don't want to carry too much tech at the same time when you're at DEF CON, because you have to carry that with you all day long. So, yeah. Parrot laptop. Oh, that's my Parrot OS laptop. It's my System 76 laptop that has Parrot OS. But we'll get my Marauder together. We gotta get the Flipper Zero together. I have a Proxmark 3 coming in. That should be here, I think, actually Monday. So we can do some NFC stuff. So tomorrow we'll get the U console together, at least in its first iteration with the SDR. And then in a few weeks we should have the upgrades for that. So the upgrades that are coming in is there's going to be the ability for me to add an NVMe SSD so I can start dumping data to it. And there is an AC1200 Wi-Fi card I can add on, which will allow me to put the Wi-Fi in monitor mode, so that way I can have some more fun with it. So technically it'll have 2 Wi-Fi cards, if my understanding is correct, as well as a bunch of different radios and everything. And then I have a better cooler coming in for when I upgrade to the Raspberry Pi Compute Module 5, probably after DEF CON, because that'll give me like double the CPU performance of over the 4, and then I can get an 8GB version instead of this 4GB version, which should be fine enough for me to hold over. And then what was that I also got? Oh yeah, there's going to be a trackpad upgrade for the U console, so I will get rid of the little trackball it has, because that just seems annoying and a lot of people complained about it. And I will be... there was something else in there. Anyway, we'll have that all set up and upgraded and should be fun. And then towards the end of the year, I'm hoping to have my NVIDIA DGX Spark, if not towards the end of the year, towards the beginning of the year. But yeah. So I'm planning a laptop for coding ethical hacking. Which one do you recommend? Lenovo ThinkPads are a good general all-arounder, but System 76, Tuxedo, they're pretty solid too. Tuxedo Computing. You have a Hack RF Portapack at all? Not right now. That's on my to-do list. I was thinking about buying one recently, but then I remembered I'm going to DEF CON soon. DEF CON is where all the new hacker toys usually get announced or released first, and often you can buy a lot of these toys at a discount. And I think the Hack RF is one of those that I'll be able to get at a discount. So, that's not that I don't want to get one, it's that I'm waiting until I go to DEF CON to get a lot of things that I know cheaper. But we have a few things to play with. Like, we have the, Marauder V4, the AIO board over here for the U console, and then there was something else over here I was playing with. We played with it the other day, but I completely forgot we had it. I'm getting to the point now I got so many toys. This is another ESP32 kind of device thing. I wonder if this is basically doing the same thing as, what this guy is, just in a more compact format. I think that's what's going on here. Like de-authing and all that other stuff. Whereas this one, yeah. Small laptop, I recommend Intel MacBooks. I don't know if I'd really recommend MacBooks, especially the Intel variety. Even in the used market, they get pretty expensive for what you get. And you have to remember, the old MacBooks, the Intel ones, they're using really old Intel CPUs at this point. Like, when did Apple M series come out? Well, whenever the M series came out, that's pretty much around the time they started making new x86 versions of the MacBook. So, yeah. We're into this. What's a good resource to learn ethical hacking? There's a lot of different resources. I mean, some people do, like, labs, whether it be, like, what is it? Hack the Box, Try Hack Me, things like that. I forgot which one of them is in a controversy right now that I, was training on user data. But anyway, there's lots of home labbing, tinkering, and there's a lot of the stuff you pick up over time, too. Ethical hacking, it's really... Here's the problem that I have when it's like, hey, do you recommend resources? Like, a lot of the resources I had literally do not exist anymore. Like, there's no way for me to go, like, oh, just go on this IRC. Like, even after the whole Reddit API kerfuffle, a lot of the Reddit sources that I would have given you just went, like, entire subreddits just went and yanked themselves. But yeah. Someone lacking confidence, I think you had a, typo in that. Someone lacking confidence with those home labs with Active Directory. I mean, you're always gonna have confidence issues, even when you're in the more senior, parts of your field. You just get to the point where it's like you know more. So, now that you know more, you know that you don't know enough in the field, basically. What's something about cybersecurity that you feel gets overlooked? The user. You can... Let me put it this way. You can... I can... Sorry. The user is the thing that's often overlooked. A lot of executives and even practitioners get in the fallacy of, we need to add this tool, that tool, this tool, that tool, and that's fine and dandy. I'm not saying that don't ever do that. At the end of the day, all these tools get defeated because users are looking for the more convenient way to do things. Like, how many users are feeding in company data to AI? How many users are clicking on phishing links and stuff like that? And phishing training doesn't work like they think it does. It's a checkbox for HR, but it doesn't actually, like, train them. So I think you need to kind of scare the average person in a healthy way. Let me explain. I think that you should OSINT employees to kind of just show them everything that's on the internet and can be revealed about them, and if you're an attacker, how they could actually get access to their accounts, and actually, like, do the whole, like, I'm gonna look through your socials and try to get into your account, but in an ethical way. But there would also have to be some legal hoops to jump through. That would, because you're talking about personal versus that. But you get the point. What I'm trying to say is the average user does not understand the gravity of the issues they're going through or what issues they have. I mean, we're dealing with a lot of morons that are like, oh no, my public data that's already out there. Oh, what's the problem that more companies have data on me? And I'm like, you don't understand that now attackers can buy your data through data brokers and compromise you through data that they've bought for a couple of bucks.
Smokey the Bear 4 is now chilling in the
That's the problem that I have. I don't know if that ever is gonna like come to fruition, because it's like this real legal gray area. Because yeah, you're trying to educate them, but you're also trying to gain access to their stuff using it's like, you know. But yeah, that's my salary, 142. Yes or no, have you ever tried Tails? Tried it? Yes, but I don't recommend it, primarily because, not that it's a bad thing, but if you're in a situation where you actually need to consider Tails, you have bigger problems on your plate. That is, you know, the operating system you use when you're hopping between different random computers. The average person that's using Tails doesn't need to use Tails. Unix would be more than enough for them. But I don't, it's like the Tails OS and Kali are like these two things that I always like see script kiddies immediately run to as the first things that they do. That's kind of like when I look at someone that unironically says like, oh yeah, I use Tails regularly, or, you know, I have Kali installed on my main computer. Those two things help, you know, put the context down. That's when I'm going to start looking, and I'm going to be like, you are a script kiddie. You are just doing this to, like, look the part, but you're still new at, you know, in the best case of situations. But yeah. What is CISSP? It is a certification in cybersecurity that you can only get after being 5 years in the field or 4 years with a 4-year degree. So it's a very senior certification that a lot of people like to have so they can break into senior roles, and yeah. It's a pain in the ass test. But oh, late guys, I am tired. I didn't get too much sleep, so I'm gonna sleep in a little bit more tomorrow. We are streaming again tomorrow. Tomorrow, we get back to the hackery shit. So we build the U console. We're gonna try to get the AIO SDR on, and hopefully this all should work. And then get that set up for DEF CON, start reading some signals. We do have to program the GG tag, figure out how I'm going to design that for DEF CON. If you're not familiar with this and didn't see it on my Instagram, it's this. It's a reprogrammable e-ink badge. So the idea is I'm going to wear this, have my socials, maybe a little QR code, so if people run into me, they can, you know, do that if they want to scan or go right to the link. And then I'll also 3D print a case with an NFC card behind it, because this doesn't have NFC. This is just RFID. And then I'll have NFC capabilities, QR code, and then just kind of like a fun little badge. And the good thing about this badge, too, is that once it's programmed, it needs no power. There's a battery in here, literally just for if you're gonna set it to program over sound. Yeah, you can program this over sound. There's a button here. Yeah, so BAT and USB. But yeah, so that's the GG tag. We'll be playing with that. I've played with it before. This is my third one. I broke one, and I can't find the other one. So, they're great. They're like $55 each. They're great for, you know, conferences and all that. Pastor CISSP. Nice! Scanning random QR codes in public. Well, ideally you're not going to do that. You're going to have the context of what you're scanning. Should take on a good VM program and just VM in general as a career fit. Oh, vulnerability management is probably what you mean, not virtual machine. I'm gonna tell you this like straight up. I know we get into acronyms a lot in cybersecurity and IT. I would recommend when you use acronyms, also spell out what it is. Because we have the case of, like, I was reading VM, and as I was reading that, I'm like, what's a good virtual machine program? I'm like, okay, Unix, and then it's like, and then I'm reading from the context, like, vulnerability management is what we're talking about. Vulnerability management, I can answer this in a couple more before I shut down for the night, but vulnerability management programs, Tenable is kind of like the archaic one that a lot of people default to. I don't have the highest opinion of it. Qualys is another one, kind of the same story, but at least they look a little bit nicer. I haven't gotten as deep in Qualys as I have Tenable. Wiz, however, Wiz is a CSPM that is really great for the cloud. Ooh, sorry, got the hiccups. I definitely recommend Wiz on that side of things. CrowdStrike has some vulnerability management stuff, but sorry, I got the hiccups. There's also Palo Alto Cortex for what do you call it? The DevSecOps side of things, so you can start seeing all the issues in your code. Damn, I don't know why I have the hiccups. But yeah, so vuln management, I mean, it's something that you can do. I've done it here and there. It's kind of tedious in my opinion, but it is a viable career out there. But here's the thing, with AI and stuff out there, a lot of it's going to be more automated, so you'll have to learn how to leverage yourself a little bit more with AI. How do I know your QR code isn't malicious? Well, you'll know when you scan the code. You see? Chicken and egg problem. How long it took for you to get confident in cybersecurity? It takes a while, but the thing is, even the senior people don't have full confidence in everything because, it's the nature of the beast. The more you know that you don't know. Think about CE. Is it safe from AI? CE, continuing education? What do you mean by CE? Again, acronyms, people. You gotta let me know specifically what you're asking, because we have so many acronyms that are the same acronym and mean wildly different things. Like the vuln management and virtual machine thing we ran into earlier. A few minutes ago. Top 100 company, life is easy and comfortable, got offered for double pay for startup, don't know what to do. Here's the thing with startup. You are going to get your ass worked off in a startup. There is also no guarantee. You may not get stability. You can make more money, but there is no guarantee that job will necessarily be there in a year or so, because it's a startup. And if they have to cut costs, employee headcount is one of the largest. So I'm not saying not to, I'm just giving you the heads up that, you may make more money, but you may also find the money's not necessarily worth it. I feel like you're not learning enough at a top 100 startup will teach me a lot, 300-person company. Yeah, it definitely can, because when you're in an enterprise, you're siloed. You're put blinders on, so you only get, like, this much of the actual view. You don't get the periphery. that's the exact reason why I recommend people go to managed service providers out of to start their career, because you drink the fire hose and you end up managing dozens of different computer environments over your years, so you learn a lot. So, like, you believe that cybersecurity is in risk of being taken over by AI? No. In fact, I'd say that AI has now created some more opportunities. There's going to be a augmentation in how AI is looked at and how things are done. Like, I don't see a lot of the tier 1 SOC analyst jobs and all that maybe being around. And you are going to get whiplash from the direction things can change very fast. Trying to break into CS and Singapore. Every time I go interview, they told me looking for a master's or PhD. The hell? I only know one person with a PhD in cybersecurity. And they purposely did it just to be able to go out and say, because that's what the doctor said. I've never seen a requirement of a PhD for a cybersecurity job outside of like very, very niche academia or government thing. But masters is even like kind of high up for cybersecurity. That might just be a cultural thing, because I know in a lot of Asian countries, they put a lot of emphasis on the degrees, the pieces of paper. I don't know the specifics about Singapore, but I know that's how it is with a lot of my Asian friends and how they've been raised, so. But, alright. But, with all that said, thank you all for joining me, everyone. Make sure, if you haven't already, to follow me on all of my socials. Sorry, I got the hiccups. And make sure to join the Discord and the Matrix servers. The links are in bio. Follow me on YouTube, Twitch, Kick, YouTube, TikTok, and Blue Sky, and Mastodon, and Discord, and Matrix. I'm everywhere. And oh yeah, Instagram. I always forget I have that. I've been back on Instagram for like a couple of months. But thank you all for joining me. Stick around for the raid if you're on Twitch. God, these hiccups. And I will see you all tomorrow when we go and build the Clockwork Pi U console. So, love you all, stay safe, and happy hacking.